What is up, YouTube? Today I'm coming back at you with a little bit of a different video, and you're seeing a little bit of a different angle of my apartment. And this video is going to be very different than what I normally do. Today I wanted to do a video about my Airsoft Loadout. Now, I used to play Airsoft all the time back in high school, and I really enjoyed playing. But I never really stuck with it after my friends got out of it because, number one, I used to play at one of my friends' house. They had a large wooded area, a couple acres of woods that we used to play in. I used to play all the time in there. And after they stopped playing, I couldn't really go over there, and I didn't really have anybody else to play with. And I was in high school. I didn't have a lot of money. I couldn't just drive to a field and just spend money on playing at a field. So I never really stuck with it after that. But recently, I'm not really sure what spurred it on, but I decided I wanted to get back into Airsoft. I think part of the reason is I wanted to do a physical hobby that, you know, expends some energy and keeps me in shape and stuff. So I decided to try to get back into Airsoft. So I bought a ton of gear to get back into it, probably too much, some people might say, for somebody who's just getting back into Airsoft. But, you know, I figured if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all in, and I want to do this the way I want to. So I got a pretty sweet loadout, and it's actually based on something. So yeah, we'll go pretty much all the tactical gear first, and then I'll end it off with my gun. And yeah, it's still sort of a work in progress. There's a few bits and bobs that I want to get, but it's mostly complete at this point. So first we'll start off with my boots, which are actually over there, so I have to go grab those. Alright, so the reason why I'm starting off with my boots is because you can't see the lower half of my body really, so this is basically the best camera angle I could get. So you can't really see the lower half of my body, so I'm not really going to put my boots on, but I can show you what they are. So, so my boots that I have here are some 511 tactical. The specific model is the Speed 3.0 in Urban Black. Focus on my face. Focus, come on. There you go. It's an Urban Black. It's the Speed 3.0 model. I really like this a lot because it has the zipper on the side, which makes it really easy to get on and off. And it's made of real leather. The non-slip surface on these is really amazing. I wear non-slip boots for work, and these are way better than those. And I paid like $80-something for a pair of really nice Reebok work boots. And these are like a million times better in terms of slip resistance. So I'm really happy with these. And these cost, I believe, $91 with tax and everything. So really great boots. I highly recommend them. And the really nice thing about these is they have memory foam insoles, and the sizing is spot on. So like I wear a 9.5. These 9.5s fit me perfectly, because I know some boots you kind of have to size a size up or a size down. So got these. Alright, so I'll put those away, and we'll get on to the rest of the loadout. So alright, so we're going to move on to the uniform portion. And for my actual uniform, I have a pair of multicam black combat shirt with this is not actual Cry combat shirt. This is a Emerson Gear combat shirt, which is I think an emulation of their G3, the Cry G3 stuff. So it has the built-in elbow pads and knee pads. The pants are under here. I'll put these on in a second, but yeah, that's what I got. I got multicam black. This is the small size, which I looked at their sizing chart. I measured myself, and pretty much everything fits perfectly, but the t-shirt portion is much tighter than I wanted it to be. Like I pretty much fit perfectly into their small. Like all the sizing is absolutely perfect. I don't even need to wear a belt with the pants or anything, but I do. But just this fabric is very tight and sort of like spandexy, so it fits much more body forming than I would have liked. So I might replace this with the medium shirt later on. But for now, that's the small. So I'll put that on, and I'll cut the video here, and we'll, you know, explain a little bit more about what I got on. All right, now I have the combat shirt on. And as you can tell, it's a little bit more form-fitting than I had anticipated. And it's actually kind of tight around the back here. And it's not horrible. I can still have full range of motion. It's just, I think, for the medium, even though I measured my arms and I have the perfect arm length for the small, and I also measured around my my torso, and that fits fine. When they sew the two materials together, it's very tight around the back shoulder blades. So I'm definitely thinking about getting a medium shirt. The pants though fit perfectly. However, can't really see them all that well, but you can see my knee pads, maybe. But yeah, so that's the combat uniform. I do have two patches. As you can see here, I have my Raven Industries patch. This is what the loadout is based off of, if any of you have played MAG. I'm a huge fan of MAG. I've talked about it being my favorite shooter in the past multiple times, but Raven Industries was my PNC of choice. I absolutely love them, so that's what this Airsoft Loadout is based around. And I think I did an alright job. I think I can improve in some different places, but I think multicam black is like the perfect Raven camo. I also have an Ohio flag here because, you know, gotta represent Ohio, and that's pretty much the only two patches I have in this loadout. So yeah, this is my combat shirt. I really like it a lot. It's actually incredibly comfortable. It's just a little tighter on the back shoulder blades, which, you know, isn't horrible. I think I can deal with it for a while, but I think eventually I will get another combat shirt in a size larger. Alright, so now let's move on to the next piece, which we're going to move on to the vest and belt. So let's grab my vest here. So the vest I use is this one right here. It's a plate carrier, a Molly plate carrier. This is by Avengers Tactical. It's in the black color, and it's the 6D something or other. I got it from evike.com, but it replicates a real military vest. It's like a 6D something. But you can probably find it on Evike. That's where I got mine from. It has, I have 3 M4 pouches on here. I don't think I have anything in them right now. I do have an M4 mag in there right now. They fit standard size M4 mags, and this is actually the 450 round high cap magazine, so you can see that it does have a little bit larger capacity that it can fit. So it's a little bit taller than your standard high caps, but it does fit in the M4 pouch perfectly fine. Has a radio pouch, which I do have a Motorola radio in there. And then I've got an admin pouch on the back here. So let me show you how this goes on. Alright, so, alright. You just unvelcro this top plate here. That. Oh. No one really shows you the elegance of getting into this stuff, but I will. I will show you. Alright, so now we're in this section. Alright. Make sure that the collar nice and in there. Alright, so there we go. We have the vest on, and you can see with the way I have it located, do I have these? Yeah, okay, they're pretty good. It's hard to tell from back there what the screen's showing me. You can see though, I do have the radio right at mouth level, so I can just hit it down. And it is a functioning radio. I'll show you the radio real quick. Oh, gosh. So this is actually a industrial quality radio. I got it from work. You can see there. It's an older model. It's the XPR 6350, 6350, whatever. That is the model radio that I run. Not that I ever really use it, but if I do, that's what I'll be using. Alright, I have my N4 pouches. They kind of flop around because it is MOLLE. And I have my admin pouch in the back, which I'm going to keep Allen wrench, keys, various other things that I might need. But yeah, so that's the main tactical vest. Alright, now let's get into the belt. The belt, I do know that this is the Matrix brand, or Matrix Condor. It actually still has the tag on there. It's Griffin, is what the tag says. The Matrix Griffin tactical combat belt comes with a dump pouch and 2 more M4 mags pouches. So this, I'm just going to slide through the front 2 belt loops only, because it doesn't really need to hold my pants up, but I do need it to go through these belt loops. Actually, we're just going to not worry about it right now because it's too finicky to get through at this moment in time, so we're just going to put it on without the belt loops. Alright. Alright. Now we're strapped in. I don't know how well you'll be able to see. Yeah, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Let me step back here maybe. You can kind of see. I've got the dump pouch, and I got 2 M4 pouches right here. All nice and located in a convenient area. So that is how that looks. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see that because I can't really see from right there. So I can just take a mag, put it in the gun, dump it in the side whenever I need to. Alright, let's keep moving on. So, let's see. Next thing that I have, we'll move on to headgear now. Sorry about being out of frame there. Now headgear is something that I want to talk about specifically because it's incredibly important. I recommend protecting your whole face because you don't want to lose any teeth, and your eyes are very important. Now helmets are really nice because it kind of completes the whole look, but you don't necessarily need a helmet. I just prefer to run a helmet because of the look I'm trying to go for. But helmets are really nice because you can also, for some of them, you can attach your goggles to the helmet itself. I don't have a pair like that. I actually just have a pretty standard pair, and I'm going to show you how I put that on because I know when I was looking for airsoft stuff and looking at how people's helmet rigs were all set up, I wasn't sure how everything fit together. So I'll show you the process of putting all that on so you can kind of see how I do it, and maybe how that can help you pick out your helmet gear. So to start it off, I start off with a balaclava, or I don't even know how to pronounce these, whatever, you know what I'm talking about, face mask. Now this is just a standard spandex material black one by evike.com. I recommend these specifically for helping keep your mesh face mask in its correct place. It also kind of takes the sting if you get hit out of the neck a little bit out, so that's always a really nice thing. Got to figure out which way is the front. I think this is the front right here. Alright, so first things first, you just pull this over my face and try to orient this correctly. And my voice is going to start to get muffled because I'm going to start getting things over my face, but hopefully you can hear me alright. And I like to tuck my hair to the side, I like to brush it out of the way so then I don't have to deal with it later. So try to pull that down as far as it can go. Pull that up over my nose. And tuck this into my shirt if I can. It likes to ride up because it is a very tight fit, but I try to tuck it into my shirt if it's a possibility. Keep that over my nose. Nice thing about having a little bit of stubble though is it keeps everything in place. So if you don't shave for 1 day or 2 days, you can keep your mask, your balaclava in place very easily. So this is the base layer. This is my balaclava, or however you want to pronounce it. But this is my this is going to help keep my mesh face mask in place, which is a very key thing. So that leads us straight into the mesh face mask. I run a Matrix V1 mesh face mask, and this is the kind I prefer because it's very low profile, and it basically provides just cover for your mouth and jaw area, and it doesn't get in the way of a nice helmet rig. So this is the kind that I run. I know this is a very popular kind to run for that same reason, but it has this sort of setup on the back with the two straps and this skull piece on the back. It's not super great if the way that this attachments to the back of your head isn't that great, honestly, which is why I recommend getting one of these face masks, because it will slip if you just have it on your hair. I've noticed it slips very easily, so that's why I wear this. And so you just pull it over the back of your skull, and I like to try to pull this up a little bit so then my nose doesn't get all cut up by the metal. And then I just try to spread this out in the back of my head, make sure it gets nice and flush with the back of my head so I know it's not going anywhere. And there you go, there's the base layer of the mesh face mask. Get this, my nose rides up on this pretty hardcore, so there we go. And next is a very important piece. This is probably the most important piece of your safety equipment. This is your goggles. So I don't remember what brand this is. I'm not gonna, oh, it says right here, Global Vision. This is a Global Vision set of goggles. I'm not sure exactly which model it is. I don't remember. But it does have some nice foam, full seal around the sides. I got these ones because they are fully rated as they should be, and they are very low profile, so they work well with this mask, with this mesh mask, I should say. So I just put these on, and now this is where, oops, it slipped off my head. Now this is where it gets a little difficult, because I gotta sort of, see, this is the problem here. So basically what I do is I lift the mesh mask forward, and then push this down into the nose piece. And so put that down like that, and then I let the mesh mask rest on the outside of the goggles. It still creates a full seal, and you now have the whole mesh mask and goggle combination. Now, this is what that looks like up close. You can see a little bit of my nose. That is a small weak point, I will say, is you do have a very small gap right there. So VD technically could nail you right in the nose, but it's just the top of your nose really, so it shouldn't really be too big of an issue. Now, one of the last pieces here is my helmet. I use a, this is just an Emerson Gear model, so this is a cheaper one. It's a PFAST helmet. I like this a lot because it has some patch stuff here, and you can actually mount a GoPro on the front if I really wanted to, which maybe I will in the future, and it also has some rails on the side for like laser dots and stuff and other cool stuff. But this isn't the fancy version. The more fancy and expensive versions have a chin strap, which is really nice, but this one just has the under the chin, under the jaw strapped, which is alright, I guess. But it's airsoft, it works for me. So we'll put the helmet on now. And this is a very snug fit. It does come with adjustable foam, so you do get a couple different sizes, and it should fit most people pretty well. And we'll just attach that underneath all our straps on the bottom. Lots of straps in this setup, so you just kind of have to get used to it. Where's the buckle? There it is. Try not to clip your balaclava. There we go. Okay. So that's what that looks like up close. As you can see, it looks pretty good. Come on, my camera doesn't recognize my face anymore, so there it goes. So yeah, it looks pretty good. In my opinion, I think it looks good. And this is basically my mask setup. Now, one thing I will say with the balaclava is your goggles will fog up. I don't know if you can notice, but mine are starting to fog really quick. Now, what I noticed is most people will say to like spray something in there. If you just let your goggles heat up, I think, at least in my opinion, I think it should defog itself. I mean, that's kind of what the point is. But I haven't tested it with this pair of goggles, but my last pair of goggles, they would fog up and then they would go away. So I'm hoping that's how these ones work, but we'll see. Alright, so last part of the kit itself is the gloves. These are just really cheap gloves. Honestly, I cheaped out on the gloves. I just wanted something to protect the back of my hands because it hurts like a mofo getting shot in the back of the hand. So I just got these cheap Matrix gloves. Everybody knows these gloves. These are like the oldest airsoft gloves that I can remember. I remember getting back into airsoft in like 2009, and they had these gloves in stock in e-bike, and they still do. They're super cheap, but they look alright. And with this kit, they look pretty cool, I think. Just gotta wrap it around my wrist. And get the other one as well. Yeah, see, my goggles are fogging up a little bit. Now, it's not as bad as some goggles I've seen. I can still see through the fog, but it is a little hazy. It's alright though. Pretty much any pair of airsoft goggles, unless you go hardcore into the hundreds, will fog. These ones were like 30 something, I think. So, I mean, it's whatever. But they are ANSI rated, which is what matters most. So, I like these goggles also because the profile looks perfect. I think it works really well with the helmet setup. Alright, so this is pretty much the entire setup. This is what I was talking about, the balaclava. You can see a little bit of skin right there. Gotta keep trying to pull that down every once in a while. But this is my setup. So I'm gonna pause the video here, and I'm gonna go get my gun, and I'll show you what gun I run with this. Obviously, it's something Raven based, so you can take a guess in the comments below. But I'll be right back. Alright, I'm not sure if I'm in focus anymore, but we have my gun. So as you can see, the gun that I'm using is the G&G F2000, and it's a fantastic gun. Number one, I loved this gun before I even played MAG. It just so happens that this was on the Raven faction in MAG, so this is the gun I chose. I also was thinking about getting an AUG A3, but I like the F2000 a lot better. On the top here, I have a 1x30 red dot sight by True Glow. It's alright, it does the job, but I love this gun. The ergonomics are amazing. It's got a good weight to it, and it's just really well built. It does still have the orange flash hider on it. I am going to change it out. I have a black metal one in the other room that I do want to change it out with, but for now, the orange one will do fine. And yeah, so this is my full loadout. Let me stand back as far as I can. So there you go. There it is with the F2000 and the rest of my combat gear. And this is what I'm going to be running from now on. And my goggles are still fogging up. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to figure out a... Well, actually, no, the tops are starting to defog. So, like I said, they do defog eventually. They just... you got to get into it. So, normally you don't talk this much while you're playing Airsoft. So, at least I don't. I just tell people where people are. But, yeah. It is still usable, even with a little bit of fogging. I can still aim down sights alright, because the tops are defogging faster because there are vents in the top of these goggles. And yeah, the rest of the goggles are starting to defog now. So like I said, once your goggles heat up, and once they get adjusted to the temperature of your breath and whatnot, they should start to defog, which is exactly how my old ones worked. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. And that's pretty much everything I have. I put that down. So, hope you guys enjoyed my loadout. It's like I said, it's not 100% complete yet. I do want to get like an admin pouch right here that I can put like a map and maybe some more patch spaces right here. And my god, this balaclava keeps riding up in my neck. Yeah, I want to get maybe like an admin pouch right here that can fold down a map or something and look down and see that. And get a little bit of patch space and maybe like a pistol mag pouch when I do get a pistol. I'm going to get like a drop leg holster. But yeah, so there you go. This is the loadout right now. So let me know what you guys think in the comment box below. Let me know if this was informative and maybe helpful for you. And if you guys like this video, I definitely plan on doing more airsoft stuff. Maybe I'll do a review on my gun or something. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.